Today I am going to teach applications of Gauss law. So what is the main application of Gauss law? Means the Gauss law is used to determine the electric field due to arbitrary charge configuration. What is the arbitrary charge configuration? Here we consider the shape of the object is like cylinder, spherical or plane sheet, means the electric field due to cylindrical shaped material, the electric field due to spherical shell, it is determined by using Gauss law. The Gauss law is used to determine the electric field due to infinitely long charged wire, the electric field due to the plane sheet, charged plane sheet, or the electric field due to the spherical shell, charged spherical shell is calculated by using this Gauss law. The Gauss law is used to easily calculate this electric field for the arbitrary charge configuration. Okay, the Coulomb's law is also used to determine the electric field. Okay, it is one of the another method to determine the easy method to determine the electric field for the arbitrary charge configuration. So in this video we are going to determine the three applications of Gauss law. The first one is electric field due to an infinitely long charged wire. The first application is electric field due to an infinitely long charged wire. Second application is electric field due to and charged plane sheet. Electric field due to and charged plane sheet. Third application is electric field due to spherical shell, charged spherical shell. Okay students, these are the important 5 more questions here. Okay, so the first question is electric field due to an infinitely long charged wire. To discuss about the electric field due to an infinitely long charged wire, we consider a long, infinitely long charged wire. Okay, so it is charged wire, it has a length is infinitely long. Okay, here we consider the charge density for the charged wire is lambda. What is in the charge density? Already you know the formula for the charge density. What is that? Charge density lambda is equal to charge per unit length. So it can be written as charge density lambda is equal to charge per length. So we can write lambda is equal to Q divided by L. To determine the electric field due to an infinitely long charged wire, we consider the point P. At a point P, we are going to calculate the electric field. Okay, we consider the point P at a distance R from the charged wire. In this point only we are going to calculate the electric field. Already we know. Okay, the electric field is acting on the surrounding. So we consider the point on the surrounding. So here we consider the point P at a distance R from the charged wire. Okay students, right. So here to determine the electric field in this charged wire, we consider the two elements. That is A and B. We consider the small element A and B on the charged wire. It is considered at a same distance at a point P. It is considered at a same distance from the point P. So due to the charge element, there is experienced electric field. That electric field is also acting outwards. Because this is one of the positively charged wire. So there is experienced electric field. That electric field is also acting outwards from the charges. Okay. So from the midpoint, it is acting like this. Here, due to the element A, there is acting electric field. Due to the B, there is acting electric field. So if you calculate the resultant electric field, means that the resultant electric field is also considered as a circle, and it is acting outwards from the charge. Okay students, so to determine this electric field due to the infinitely long charged wire, here we are consider one of the Gaussian surface. That Gaussian surface is one of the closed surface area of the charged wire. It has a shape that is cylindrical shape. This cylinder, it has a radius is R and it has a length is L. I draw the diagram. I draw the three diagram in single diagram. Okay, in your book there is a given three diagram. Okay, I drawn in single diagram. You can understand this, right? Okay, so in this Gaussian surface, to calculate the electric field due to infinitely long charged wire, we consider the smallest area. Okay, we consider the smallest area dA on the top and bottom of the Gaussian surface and curved surface area. This is a curved surface area, this part. Okay, this part is a curved surface area, top, bottom. So you can notice that in this surface area, here the electric field is acting outwards. Here the electric field is acting, the direction is E vector like this. Here the electric field is acting E vector. And you can note that area means in this point, here this is a normal of the plane, that is not a letter N. Here the normal of the plane, it is as a value is N. Okay students, right? So like here in this point, here there is also having this normal of the plane, it is acting along the directions of the electric field. Okay students, here it is a normal of the plane, here the curved surface, it is having the normal of the plane. This normal of the plane, it is also acting along the electric field. From the top and the bottom, the normal of the plane is acting perpendicular to the electric field. So by using this concept, we are going to calculate the total electric flux by using the Gauss law. Determine the electric field due to infinitely long charged wire. Already from the definition, you know the formula to calculate the electric flux is calculated by using the formula of phi E is equal to closed integral of E vector dot dA vector. So for this question, we are going to determine the electric flux for the top surface and the bottom surface and the curved surface, and then we are going to adding these values to calculate the total electric flux for the infinitely long charged wire. So here this equation, it can be written as phi E is equal to this closed surface area of E vector dot dA vector, it can be written as integral of E into dA cos theta. From the definition we take for the total electric flux for top surface. The top surface, it is not a closed surface. Okay, the cylindrical surface only, Gaussian surface, that is one of the closed surface. Here it is split into top surface, bottom surface and curved surface. Okay, so we are going to determine the total electric flux for the top, total electric flux for the bottom, total electric flux for the curve. Then we are adding these values to calculate this electric field due to an infinitely long charged wire. So this formula is modified into pi E is equal to integral of E dot dA cos theta divided by E dot dA cos theta top surface plus integral of E dot dA cos theta for the bottom surface plus integral of E dot dA cos theta for the curve. Curve means curved surface. Okay students, so already we know that here at a top and the bottom surface, here there is the electric field is acting outwards. The normal of the plane is perpendicular to the electric field. Normal of the plane perpendicular to the electric field means what is the angle theta? Theta is equal to 90 degree. It is substituted in this equation means this pi E is equal to, for the top surface, electric field E dA cos 90 degree plus for the bottom surface integral of E dot dA cos 90 degree plus for the curved surface, here we discussed about this, the electric field is acting along the normal of the plane. Okay, so it has angle is 0 degree. It is substituted in this equation means integral of curved surface is E dot dA cos 0 degree. So we know that what is the cos 90 degree? Cos 90 degree is equal to 0. So it is substituted in this equation means what is the pi E? Pi E is equal to integral of E dot dA cos 0 degree is equal to 1. So we can write pi E is equal to integral of E dot dA. So from this we can write the pi E is equal to integral of E dot dA for the curved surface. The total electric flux is equal to integral of E dot dA for the curved surface. Okay students, so from the definition of the Gauss law, we know that what is a statement of the Gauss law? That is the total electric flux for any closed surface is 1 divided by epsilon naught times of the net charge enclosed by the surface. So here we take this is equation number 1. From the definition or from the statement of Gauss law, we can write the total electric flux of any closed surface is 1 divided by epsilon naught times of the net charge enclosed by the surface. We can write the net charge Q divided by epsilon naught. Okay, so from this we are equal the equation 1 and 2 means it can be written as integral of E dot dA is equal to pi divided by epsilon naught. Okay, so here it can be written as E into integral of dA is equal to pi divided by epsilon naught. Okay students, right. So from this here we can write E into integral of dA means here we take one of the this integral of dA. Here we are going to calculate the values of the area of the cylinder. So what is the formula to calculate the area of the cylinder? The area of the cylinder is calculated by using the formula of circumference of the circle into length. Here the circumference of the circle, it has a formula, that is 2 pi r. Into length means it has a length is L. So we can write that integral of dA is equal to 2 pi r into L is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. So E into 2 pi r L is equal to Q. Q means that is a net charge. Already we know that charge density lambda is equal to Q divided by L. Q divided by L. Okay, the net charge per unit length is called charge density. Okay, already I gave the formula Okay, so lambda is equal to q divided by. So from this we can write what is a q. Q is equal to lambda into L. It is substituted in this equation, means we can write lambda L divided by epsilon naught. So left hand side, right hand side, L cancelled. So we can write E is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi r. This value is 2 pi r into epsilon naught. Okay students, so from this we can write what is the electric field due to infinite long charged wire, that is E is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda divided by r. Here we take this lambda, it has the values greater than 0. Greater than 0 means here this electric field, it has the values is acting outwards. Okay, suppose here the lambda, it has the values is less than 0. Is less than 0 means it has the electric field. That electric field is acting inwards. Is acting inwards. Okay students, here this equation, it is true only for the infinitely long charged wire. Suppose we consider one of the charged wire, it has a finite length. Finite length means here this wire is taken approximately to around the midpoint of the wire. Midpoint of the wire and far away from the both end of the wire. Okay, we are calculating the electric field at the midpoint of the wire and away from the both end of the wire.